You ever had like a really bad day at work?
Yeah. Like the coffee machine exploding level bad.
Worse.
Yeah.
Like way, way worse. Forget spilled coffee. Okay. The story we've got today, it completely redefines bad day at the office.
Seriously. We're diving into some pretty wild stuff from Reddit, specifically our best of Redditor updates.
Yeah. It's this user, the Real Sophie Cakes.
That's the one they originally posted in Coworker stories.
And it's still kind of ongoing, apparently, like as of early May 2025.
Right. And we got to say up front, this gets unpleasant.
Yeah. Big trigger warning, folks.
Good.
We're talking ingestion of urine.
Yikes. Also, theft and assault.
And the mood. Let's just say disgusting and frustrating covers it. So yeah, be warned.
So the post that kicked this whole thing off was titled, "What would you do if your coworker peed in your water?"
And yeah, that's literally the question we're starting with. Buckle up.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine this, right? It's Monday, lunchtime, you're thirsty.
Yep. Grab your crusty water bottle.
You take a big gulp and, oh no. Oh, hell no. It tastes
like pee. The OP was apparently very clear. Instant recognition.
Oh, dude, can you even process that?
Yeah.
The gag reflex alone.
Must have been immediate. Just pure shock and like physical repulsion.
Totally. So to double check they weren't, having a stroke or something.
They did the only logical thing.
Ask nearby coworkers to take a whiff.
Oh, wow. Brave souls.
Right. And two of them were like, yep, that's urine.
That is quite the confirmation. Talk about an awkward office moment.
Just a bit. And the OP was just reeling. Like, what do I even do now?
Yeah, the initial shock. It's such an insane thing to happen. Your brain probably short circuits.
Okay. And then there's the suspect. The OP mentions this crazy coworker, their words.
Right. And the timing is just, wow.
This coworker got fired, canned that same day.
Whoa.
Yeah. For totally unrelated stuff, apparently. But
the OP suspected them.
Big time. Thought the coworker was mad jelly because the OP was maybe kind of up for a promotion.
So potential motive right there. The timing, the alleged grudge, it's lining up in a really disturbing way.
Talk about going out with a splash. Too soon.
Maybe a little, but yeah, the timing is incredibly suspicious.
So you'd think, okay, OP runs screaming to HR.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nope. Actually, one of the coworkers who did the sniff test, they went to HR first.
Oh, interesting. So HR knew pretty quick.
Something was up, yeah. But when the OP went the next day, HR was, let's say, less than helpful.
Uh-oh. How so?
Basically refused to cooperate much. Wouldn't even look at security footage.
Seriously. Footage that could maybe, solve the pee mystery.
Exactly. It's weird, right? It makes you wonder what their angle was.
Sometimes companies get more focused on like liability than the actual problem. Protecting the brand over the employee, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. The OP, after having pee put in their water, actually felt kind of sorry for the fired coworker.
Right, really? Sorry.
Yeah. Was like, maybe she had mental health issues, worried about, quote, ruining her life.
Surprisingly empathetic.
Reddit commenters, not so much. Apparently, those comments got downvoted into oblivion.
Well, you can see why. There's empathy, and then there's accountability. The Reddit crowd probably leaned hard into the second one.
Totally. People were pointing out, like, hey, maybe facing consequences is actually good for this person. Stops them doing it again.
That's a valid point. Sometimes accountability is the path to learning, even if the lesson is extreme. Like, don't pee in people's water bottles.
Yeah, seems like a basic one. And someone else was like, dude, if she can do this, what else is she capable of?
That's the scary question, isn't it? It made the OP rethink, huh?
Big time. Seems like hearing those other perspectives kind of snapped them out of the initial sympathy phase.
It shows how talking it out, even with internet strangers, can clarify things when you're in a really bizarre situation.
Meanwhile, HR, still playing defense, apparently.
Still not helpful.
Worse than not helpful. They were apparently focused on protecting the company, downplaying the whole thing.
How do you downplay that?
Get this. They apparently asked the OP, well, what else can she do to you now?
You're kidding. They actually said that.
Swear. The OP felt totally gaslit. Like, are you serious?
That's incredibly dismissive.
Right. The OP fired back, basically saying someone who does this is capable of anything. Which, yeah.
Completely understandable reaction to imply the threat is gone just because she's fired. That shows a serious lack of understanding or willful ignorance.
So Reddit was screaming, police, police, paper trail.
Smart advice. Document everything.
Yeah. So the OP finally listened, went and filed a police report, decided to press charges.
Good. Creating that official record is absolutely crucial in something like this.
Okay, but how sure was the OP it was this specific coworker?
Well, it wasn't just the timing and the maybe promotion grudge. There was more.
Like what?
Access. They worked in this like locked studio space, expensive equipment inside.
Okay. So not just anyone can wander in.
Exactly. Only a few people had keys or access. And the time frame for the contamination.
Right, the period, sorry.
Yeah. It was sometime between Thursday evening and Monday morning. The OP was the first one in on Monday.
Okay, narrows it down.
Plus, this particular coworker apparently had a history of like weird behavior, staying late, sometimes sneaking into the studio when she shouldn't have been there, stayed late that Thursday, apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's looking pretty targeted. Scam.
Definitely adds up. And then there's another layer.
There's more.
The workplace was already pressing charges against her for theft.
Shut up. Seriously?
Yep. Totally unrelated theft. So the company knew this person was already engaging in, let's say, problematic behavior.
Wow. Okay, that makes HR's inaction even weirder. So back to the security footage. The key evidence, right?
You'd think. But the workplace was being super cagey about it.
Like pretending it didn't exist.
Pretty much. Or just refusing to hand it over. Total stonewalling.
That is so suspicious, especially since they were already going after her for theft. Why hide footage that might help their own case? Well,
Unless, as some Redditors guessed, maybe the footage showed something else they didn't want seen, like maybe negligence on their part. Who knows? But yeah, super suspect.
So the OP, totally fed up with HR's shenanigans,
Understand.
calls the police non-emergency line.
Okay, the logical step.
And gets immediately transferred to 911.
Whoa, really? They bumped it up that high?
Yeah, and the cops, they were there in like 2 minutes. Sirens and everything.
Okay, that's a response. For a report about P, the dispatcher must have really grasped the potential severity.
Assault, maybe?
So the first cop arrives, and he's probably thinking, okay, what fresh workplace weirdness is this? A bit skeptical, you know?
You can imagine. Sounds like a prank gone wrong on paper.
But then the officer smelled the bottle.
Ah, the moment of truth.
Apparently he gagged, like physically recoiled.
Oh, wow. Okay, instant credibility for the OP story right there. Seeing is believing, or smelling is believing in this case.
Totally. Moved it from weird HR issue straight to, okay, this is legit messed up.
And potentially criminal.
Bingo. The police classified it as a Class 1 felony, assault by bodily fluid.
Damn, that's serious. Yeah. And they told the OP, basically, we're pressing charges. It's out of your hands now.
That takes the burden off the OP, at least. But wow, a felony charge. It really highlights how seriously the law takes this kind of violation.
Right. And then things went full TV drama. CSI showed up.
CSI, like the forensic unit.
Yep. Swabbing the bottle, swabbing the OP's mouth.
Mouth swab. Okay, yeah, that's thorough.
Dusting for fingerprints, though. They only found the OP's, which figures.
Makes sense. Probably wiped down otherwise.
And they told the OP, go get medically tested, just in case.
Smart precaution. You don't know what else might be in there, health-wise. Wow, this escalated incredibly fast.
So with CSI involved, the workplace suddenly changed its tune.
You betcha. Suddenly it was all, oh, we're so sorry. Let us pay for everything.
Everything, like the test.
Tests, therapy, you name it. Full damage control mode.
Huh. Funny how that works after the cops get serious.
Isn't it just? But for the OP, it was way too little, way too late. The trust was completely broken.
Can't blame them. They started looking into lawyers at that point.
Absolutely the right move. The company's initial handling was just awful.
And it didn't even stop there. The workplace kept being difficult.
Oh, yeah. The update mentioned they were apparently straight up lying about the video footage. Still.
Even to the police?
Seems like it. Still dragging their feet, obstructing the investigation.
That's bold and potentially illegal.
Very much so. Obstruction of justice is a thing. The OP was furious, sent this scathing email to HR and the bosses.
Good for them. Called them out.
Had to be done. So finally, the OP just bypassed HR entirely.
Called the cops directly again.
Yep, because HR was proving totally useless. Or worse.
Like a screen door in a submarine, as they say?
Any much.
Then that May 2nd update, the bottle update.
Ah, yes. It got weirder.
It started smelling different, like ammonia.
Like cat pee was the comparison.
Seriously, how does that happen?
Well, urine breaks down over time. Ammonia is a key byproduct, so it actually sort of further confirms it was urine, just decomposing.
Gross. Okay, scientifically accurate grossness. Got it. And the final slap in the face from work.
Still zero real support. No offer of time off to deal with the trauma and hassle.
After someone peed in their water and CSI came? Nothing?
Nope. And get this. Their supervisor went on vacation, and the OP got stuck doing extra work.
You are kidding me.
And still no sign of that promotion that might have started this whole mess.
Okay, that feels almost deliberate at that point, like retaliation.
It certainly could be interpreted that way. Stacking on pressure, withholding advancement after a major incident they mishandled. It looks really bad.
So, unsurprisingly.
The OP lawyered up, finally decided to pursue legal action against the company.
Smartest move yet.
Absolutely. Given everything, the assault, the company's negligence, the potential obstruction, the possible retaliation, they need proper legal advice.
Okay. Wow. Let's recap the sheer absurdity here.
Please, it's a lot.
Workplace urination, HR basically sticking its fingers in its ears going, la, la, la.
Cops showing up like it's a heist, then gagging at the evidence.
CSI dusting for pee prints is just nuts.
Completely surreal. It shows how one person's truly bizarre act can spiral, but also how badly an organization can fumble their response. All about self-preservation, it seems.
So for you listening,
Yeah.
what do we even take away from this madness?
Well, maybe double check your water bottle. Kidding. Mostly.
Yeah, but seriously, it's a huge flashing sign about advocating for yourself,
Yeah.
especially when things get this weird.
Definitely. Document everything. Go outside the company if internal channels fail, which they spectacularly did here.
And know when something crosses the line from bad coworker into actual crime.
Exactly. This wasn't just office drama.
So here's something to chew on maybe
Mm-hmm.
after hearing this. You ever gonna look at your office water cooler the same way again?
Or maybe think about the wildest, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
Thing you've witnessed at your job, hopefully from a very safe distance.
Yeah, hopefully involving less bodily fluids.
One would hope. It really gives toxic work environment a whole new pungent meaning.
All right, well, stay hydrated out there.
Yeah.
Carefully.
And maybe, put your name on your bottle. Just a thought.
Yeah. Good call. Yikes.